Welcome to Silverstone for the penultimate rounds of the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship with MRF Tyres. We've had a rather damp qualifying which has seen James Waite, championship leader, start back in 5th position. His championship contender, Magnus Kirklevy, starts on pole position. Now we know he's quick, but last time out at Thruxton, that speed ended up with some penalties for going off the circuit. He's going to want to keep it on track today to keep that championship battle alive. To take you through all of the action, it's over to Jake Sanson.
Thanks, Lloyd. Just 4 races to go in the 2018 Championship. Here's the grid here at Silverstone. Kirklevy and Smith on the front row from Ollie Turner and Josh Steed. James Waite and Nathaniel Hodgkiss on row 3 from the new boy Ted Potts alongside Alfie Glennie. And then it's Todd Garner who lines up beside the ever-improving Abby Locke. Very close battle in qualifying compared to the end of the season. They're all tightening up towards the tail end of the field, and most of them hopefully we should see on the grid again in 2019, with rumours of more joining the grid next season. So Kirklevy has obviously got an opportunity here from pole position to dart away from the front of the grid. Let's find out how it goes here at Silverstone. We are away, and it's a much better start for Isaac Smith. Turner and Steed have both got a better lunge than Kirklevy as well, so there's a chance that he could get overtaken by them as well. Ollie Turner noses in front for 2nd place. Kirklevy trying to come back to the inside as they go through Abbey Corner, and there's not a lot of room for both of them to run, so Ollie Turner hangs back. So this is an opportunity for Isaac Smith to get away. It's Smith who leads. Then it's Kirklevy. Turner. Here comes Steed up the inside. Steed's going to outbrake them both. He's going to nearly go into the side of Kirklevy. They tag. And that was so nearly a big accident between the two. Steed just about standing on the brakes. Now Ollie Turner trying to come around the outside of Josh Steed. On these slippery conditions, he thinks better of it. But Josh Steed is getting stuck in there very quickly. That nearly was a touring car style moment. Now we're going to go down the hanger straight. We're on board with Nathaniel Hodgkiss. That is Ollie Turner slightly to our left in front of us as we go under the bridge and up towards the braking zone for Stowe. Very tricky conditions, as you can see, the rain having fallen, and it's still obviously a lot of spray around the circuit to affect the driver's vision, so you've got to be very careful on this first corner, and these cars do not have a lot of rubber to play with. The tyres are not particularly wide, so they've got to be very careful. They come off of Stowe Corner, down towards Vale. Josh Steed having another crack at Magnus Kirklevy. He may get another chance. They come down to the braking zone. Oh, Josh Steed nearly ramming Magnus Kirklevy under braking. Just a slight lub tap as they come off the turn. And now Ollie Turner's trying to get in with Josh Steed. They very nearly have a massive shunt. So Josh Steed coming away from that one, but now he's going to use that as motivation to get back on terms with Magnus Kirklevy. But it's Isaac Smith who leads the way from Kirklevy, Steed, Turner and Hodgkiss. James Waite is down in 6th position. He's not had the best of starts. Then it is the 55 of the new boy Ted Potts. We'll try and keep an eye on him. They come through Stowe Corner. That's through Abbey Corner, isn't it? Up towards Farm. They come through the left flick and now up towards Village. And Josh Steed looks very comfortable on the brakes here. So they continue to battle on. Through and out onto the link, and then they come up towards the exit, the square right at Beckett's, to bring the car back onto the main hanger straight once again. Ollie Turner getting an awful lot of a hurry up here from Nathaniel Hodgkiss as they come back onto the back straight once again. And that's a bit of a moment. Oh, that looks like we've had Todd Garner have a little run wide there. Where's he gone off? Now that looks as though he's lost it on the exit of Farm Curve up towards Village. So very easy to do in these slippery conditions. And Todd Garner, oh, he's lost it again. Now, I would think that there's definitely an issue with the car there, because you don't spin at that sort of speed unless you've got a problem. And now the car is buried into the gravel. So I think actually that was not Todd Garner's mistake. I think something failed on the car, because you don't spin at that speed even in the wet conditions. And Hodgkiss is going for a big lunge on the inside of Ollie Turner, and that didn't work. Oh, Nathan, sorry, buddy, but that was just a little bit too eager. I think he wasn't actually trying to make an overtake. I think he just missed his braking spot by a metre and realised, well, he had to go for the inside of Ollie Turner, otherwise he was going to have a big accident. So he just decided to boldly go where no driver has ever gone before, and not surprisingly, it didn't work out. So Isaac Smith's now got Magnus Kirklevy chasing him down once again. Now the big question is, can Isaac Smith hang on to this advantage he's got on Magnus Kirklevy? Because Magnus is definitely coming at him very quickly. He'll have a little bit of wet weather experience in his younger days, of course. It rains a lot over in Denmark. So he'll have an awful lot of opportunities from his karting days, I would imagine, to utilise his wet weather prowess. Big tank slap. Oh, Magnus Kirklevy's really going for it as they come onto the hanger straight once again. Now this is an opportunity for Magnus. 66 down under the bridge, and surely he's got him lined up nicely for Stowe. He just needs to be very confident and very assertive to to make the overtaking move. He's going to pull across, but also Isaac Smith is going to draw across to try and cut him off, but not enough. Magnus quickly out, breaks in by a couple of metres. The back end's coming out. Magnus, careful. Back end slips out. Has he got the move finished? Sliding around, but I think he's done it. Yes, Magnus quickly is held on. Goodness me. I've not seen car control like that in the juniors for a long time, as Magnus quickly manages to get there. And now Steed is up on the inside, and he gets past Isaac Smith. And now Ollie Turner's having a crack. Go on, Ollie. Get stuck into the inside line as they come off the Vale chicane and up towards Club. Not quite on the throttle in time to do anything about Isaac Smith. But Smith is now attacking Josh Steed in the Mutation Motorsport car. So they come back on terms once again, down the main straight, over the line and up towards Abbey Corner. Quickly back in the lead once again after his pole position start. Steed into second place. Third for Isaac Smith. Sorry, I was going to say Ollie Turner, but he's not quite there yet. Ollie Turner is going to try and have a go, though. You can sense it up to the inside. He then changes his line because that's exactly where Isaac Smith is defending to. So now Ollie Turner has a chance to get him on the undercut, but he's not quite close enough as a result of bailing out of the original move. And now they come up into the right-hander. Ollie Turner attacking the corner much more aggressively, so he'll have the better line going down the hanger straight. We're on board with Ollie Turner, Jam Sport driver, as they come under the bridge once again. I hear rumours that Ollie Turner is going to return to his roots in a week or so when he goes back to the world of Mazcar racing, or I should say, well, it would be Jazzcar racing, but he's now old enough to be a senior in the world of miniature Ascar racing, which is what happens on the short ovals where he comes from. So Ollie Turner is going to go and have a play, but he's definitely getting a good bit of education in terms of car control here. Very tricky conditions on the international circuit as he now tries to make a lunge for the inside. That's going to be a late lunge on Isaac Smith. They bang doors, and that's enough to get through. That was very, very touring car-ish, though, Ollie. Goodness me. He'll make a British touring car driver yet. They come off the final turn and onto the main straight once again. And their safety car is out. I'm guessing that is for Todd Garner, because obviously his car has gone off in a rather precarious place because the car has ended up in the gravel, and the marshals will obviously be trying to move it, but I'm assuming that because of the angle as to which he's gone in, then he will obviously not be in a position to get out of the gravel trap, and that will obviously bring us under safety car. There is the Hyundai safety car estate. Not a bad choice of vehicle, although they could have gone for a Ford Fiesta, couldn't they? So they're going to make their way through Village and up towards the scene of where Todd Garner has parked his car, and that is why we are under safety car. I'm guessing, I don't know any other incidents around the circuit that could be the cause of why we are under safety car conditions, but there in the background you'll be able to see there is Todd Garner's car, as Ollie Turner is now in behind Josh Steed in their battle for second and third position, those two. Isaac Smith is down to fourth. Now he'll be a little bit disappointed about that, because obviously having led the race initially, having fallen away to fourth place, this will not be easy. Now this is on board with Ollie Turner. Look at how much the drivers are having to weave to keep the tyres and brakes under temperature, which will be twice as hard to achieve, of course, in these conditions, because the spray is everywhere. It's still very damp, it's still very greasy, there's still a lot of rain in the air. Whoa, Ollie, careful. That's the grass, so you don't want to go on there, mate. So they come on the hanger straight once again and up towards Stowe Corner. I imagine we'll only be behind the safety car for about a lap and a half or so, because where Todd Garner is positioned on the circuit, he's off there obviously on the exit of Village up towards the link, and I don't really envisage him being there for long because the marshal crew are pretty quick around there. So I don't think we'll be under these scenarios for much longer. Now, this is a good opportunity to talk about championship points, because Magnus Krickleby is obviously going to gain big time on James Waite. Waite is there. You can see in the red and black machine, the number 17 in 5th position behind the red and white machine of Magnus Krickleby, who is leading the race. Now, for my money, Krickleby taking the win and James Waite taking 5th means that we will go to the last round of the championship, whatever happens in the second race, as the snatch vehicle is now manoeuvring to get the 62 of Todd Garner's car out of position. That is a real shame for him, but obviously that was necessary to bring out the safety car. So here comes the field. It's Krickleby in front of Josh Steed, the black and red machine for Mutation Motorsport. Then it is the all-yellow car of Ollie Turner in 3rd position. Then it is Isaac Smith. James Waite, championship leader. Next up in the line is the 55. Now that is the new boy. That is Ted Potts, who is making his debut in the championship this weekend. He, of course, is a surname that's familiar to those in the BRSCC. He is the son of Stephen Potts, who, of course, was the first ever Porsche Boxster champion. and now races in all sorts of different events, including historics. And that is Abby Locke in the Hangar Treble 1 machine. Now, she's done a fantastic job over the last 3 weekends. She's now as fast as the drivers around her. She'd spent a few meetings getting up to speed, but that team has done an amazing job to now match her in terms of speed with everybody else. And she still wins my award for most improved driver of the season, because where she was at the start of the year compared to where she is now is truly fantastic. But then that is Fiesta racing all round at junior level. We've seen a lot of drivers come out of domestic and national karting to come into this championship and already put on an amazing amount of speed to show just how good they can be. And there is Todd Garner's car, rather sadly being removed from the scene of his little moment. And that means that we should be able to get back up to racing very soon indeed. And as I expected, I think this is only going to be the last chance, the last lap, for us to be on the safety car. Now, why has Nathaniel Hodgkiss ended up behind Abby Locke? He must have had some kind of incident out there on the circuit that we didn't see to have dropped him back behind Abby Locke. I'm not saying that Abby Locke isn't faster than him, but certainly Hodgkiss was ahead of Abby Locke earlier. And I have a feeling now that Hodgkiss is going to need to try and make a bit of a fight back. But now, at this stage of the season, it will be hard for him to do, because Abby Locke is as comparable in terms of speed to the other drivers around her. So I don't think that Nathaniel's going to find it as easy as he might have once done to get past Abby Locke. She's going to make it very hard for him for definite. Car in front is Ted Potts making his debut and already up in P5, so he's up in P6, behind James Waite. So he's definitely got good indications and flashes of speed, as Hodgkiss has to get off the power and blend in behind Abby Locke. Now we're going to go under green flag conditions. The safety car, I believe, has peeled in, so Magnus Cricklewy can judge the start of this race. Josh Steed giving him a bit of a hurry up. Come on, Magnus, drop the power. Now he's going to drop the power, and he goes up to it. So Magnus Cricklewy, I think, has timed this one to perfection on the restart. Here he goes, and Josh Steed is going to go with him. Ollie Turner in third position as the green flags fly on the main straight, and we are racing once again here at Silverstone. So this is going to be a really strong battle now for Magnus Cricklewy. He's got to work very hard to shake off the attentions of both Josh Steed and Ollie Turner, both of whom are hungry for another good result. Here's Isaac Smith trying to shake off James Waite. James Waite, of course, championship leader, not having the greatest of starts to his weekend thanks to a disappointing qualifying session. Here comes Josh Steed in again, behind Magnus Cricklewy, down into the braking zone for fourth position. Ted Potts going very deep, and Hodgkiss up the inside of Abby Locke. So Hodgkiss gets up into P7. Good move there from Hodgkiss, and now Abby Locke will have to try and retaliate. They come off of Beckett's corner and onto the Hangar straight. So this is going to be the run for fourth position. Down that long straight they go, with James Waite now really starting to lock in behind Isaac Smith. We're on board with Ollie Turner. Look, Josh Steed is having to pull out across the line to stop any opportunities to be blinded by the spray. Into the braking zone for Stowe. Steed's run very wide. Ollie's running a little bit deep as well, but not enough to lose him time. If anything, he's actually gained time on Josh Steed. A quick flick in the rearview mirror just to see where the boys behind are. There they are. Isaac Smith and James Waite, fourth and fifth, down into the braking zone for the chicane at Vale. Oh, and a bit of a moment for Smith. Smith is going to run wide. James wants to take advantage of this by going right round the outside. Drives all the way round with more speed. Brilliantly done from James Waite. He read that situation perfectly. A mistake, unfortunately, for Isaac Smith, but James Waite responded beautifully, and that's going to give him a few more points to decimate some of the damage, to alleviate some of the pressure that Magnus Cricklewy will put on him by winning the race. So out in front of this battle now, it's James Waite ahead of this man, Isaac Smith, who will want to try and recover fairly quickly from that little error. He'll want to get back up to speed sharpish. So here they come again. Down into the braking zone. Isaac Smith tries again on the back of James Waite. Brakes a little bit later. Not quite able to get up the inside though. So he'll have to try again. They come onto the link. Is Isaac Smith close enough into the right-hander? He's definitely having to think about it. He's going to chuck the car in. Oh, that's more grass than curb. And he's dived for the inside, but I'm not sure if that's been seen by the officials, then surely he's going to need to give the place back. We're on board with Magnus Cricklewy, race leader. This is what a clean track looks like, or certainly a clear track. It's not quite bone dry yet. Magnus Cricklewy just kicks up the curb a little bit there on the way in. But of course, in these slippery conditions of the rain, that's not actually a bad line to take, because you want to stay off the racing line where all the rubber is laid down, the excess grease and moisture from the rain is obviously going to make it very difficult to plant the car. Now, James Waite will not be particularly pleased about the way Isaac Smith got past him, because he certainly used a little bit more grass than he did curb on the way through. So there is a chance that Isaac may have to give that place up again. We'll see what they decide, but James Waite is running now. Who's that running slowly? Somebody's got a problem. Is that one of the leaders? I'm trying to see who that is. Is that someone getting going again or trying to come back onto the circuit? That looks like a very slow Nathaniel Hodgkiss, who has been lapped by the field. So something has not gone well for Nathaniel Hodgkiss. He's had another incident, unfortunately, and that now finds him a lap down behind the leading 5. So Hodgkiss in serious trouble. Ted Potts is still there in P6, by the way, in front of Alfie Glennie. And then it is Abby Locke. I'm not sure where Abby Locke is on the circuit, just trying to see in the background to see if she is still there in position. Well, that's Potts, that's Glennie. I'm not sure what's happened to Abby Locke, so we'll hopefully pick her up a little bit later on. I think she is still there, just tucked in behind Alfie Glennie, but unfortunately, Hodgkiss is now a lap down. We're on board with Oliver Turner. Ollie Turner to his mates, trying to get in behind Josh Steed in the hope that he can battle for second position. These two have had some great battles in the past in Fiesta Junior over the last 18 months, but both of them are now seeking a victory. Josh Steed has done it before. Ollie Turner has yet to, but he is so close to it. We can all sense it in the paddock that Ollie Turner is not going to take too long getting this victory together. He just needs all the ingredients to come together, and it will all be perfect, just as it was for Josh Steed earlier in the season, of course. So as they come off the S's and up towards the final turn, Ollie Turner's got a good run, and Josh Steed is all over the curb. Runs a little bit wide. Ollie Turner's going to try and commit to the move in the final bend. He just about gets through without contact there with Josh Steed, but that was very close between the two of them. Meanwhile, James Waite is still getting frustrated, sat in behind Isaac Smith. So those two continue to battle for P4, and it's a bit of a way back to the guys behind. But this is a very interesting end to race 1 here this weekend, as we've got James Waite, championship leader, struggling to make his way back into P4, and Ollie Turner eager to get his highest ever finish in the championship. He's had podiums before. This will be another one if he stays where he is, but he'd quite like to get a P2, because he's never finished as high as second position as far as memory serves me right. If he has already, then it definitely matches his best ever result. And as he comes off the turn, whoa, that's a little bit more muddy than he wanted. Back onto the main straight, or back onto the hangar straight, I should say, and a quick check in the mirrors. Are they going to overtake me because of that? No, they're not quite close enough. So down into the braking zone again, they will go for Stowe. Really good performance so far from Ollie Turner here at Silverstone. Down into Stowe. Josh Steed taking a very wide line. Ollie takes a little bit of a medium line and then kicks the car out to the outside line. That seems to be his fastest way through. He's not far behind Josh Steed, but that little mistake on the way onto the hangar straight has definitely cost him a couple of tenths of a second. So difficult to get the turn in right. And you've got to stay off the racing line, as we mentioned. Oh, a big squiggle from Josh Steed as he turns in and the car just wants to snap away. Here is an opportunity for... No, hang on. That's definitely a problem for Hodgkiss. The front right of the car is listing. He's got major damage. Look, the wheel is halfway in the wheel arch there. That's a major problem for Nathaniel Hodgkiss. I don't think he realises he's got that problem, but the car is listing to the right. Oh, and that's a big moment for Abby Locke as she tries to get in on the inside of Hodgkiss. So Hodgkiss, basically, the car is very nearly 3 wheels on the deck, because the rear left is almost hanging off the ground as they go through. So Abby Locke is going to have to try again to get past Nathaniel Hodgkiss. But I don't think she'll take too kindly about the fact that she's having to work hard to lap Nathaniel Hodgkiss. Look at that. Look, loads of steam coming off the car now as the wheel is rubbing on the bodywork. Nathaniel Hodgkiss, I'm not sure he even realises just what a precarious situation he is in, with the right front of the car dipping low. Thing is, these guys are juniors. They're still aged 14 to 17. They don't automatically know what it is that's causing that feeling. They've just got to keep driving to the finish as far as they're concerned. So we're on board with Hodgkiss. Let's have a listen in. You can feel and hear the vibrations as Abby Locke takes him on the back straight. You could well be sitting there thinking, what the heck's wrong with the car? But we know what's wrong with the car. The back end is coming up off the deck because the right front is dipping into the road, as here comes Josh Steed with Ollie Turner still sat behind him as these two battle over second place, and we go into the last lap. There's only one more chance now for Ollie Turner to take on two of the previous race winners of this season, Magnus Quicklewy and Josh Steed. Ollie Turner going for his first whip. Whoa, Ollie, careful! Back end's definitely starting to slide around now. He managed to save that one beautifully. That was one of his oval moves there. He felt the car coming out, just rolled off the power and went, okay, just correct yourself. I'll get back on the power when I'm ready to. And boom, he planted it beautifully, corrected the slide. Nicely done. So here's Magnus Quicklewy again. When he gets into the lead of a race, this is just such a brilliant performance from the young Dane because he's so good at just driving away. He knows exactly how to place the car so that it feels comfortable for him. He gets into that rhythm and he's very difficult to quash after that point. Down the back straight, up towards the braking zone for Stowe, and Magnus Quicklewy is going to get closer again to James Waite's championship tally, and that will definitely help take things to the final round of the championship. I'm fairly sure, with the race finishing as it is now, the championship cannot be decided now until the final round. So Magnus Quicklewy has done exactly what he needed to do, taken the win, and hoped that James Waite hadn't had a great result. So he's taken full advantage of a difficult qualifying session for James Waite. He's going to pick up the maximum points for the victory. And side by side for third, that was Isaac Smith having a go at Ollie Turner. And there's a slide between the two of them. Ollie Turner fights back, gets onto the grass as Magnus Quicklewy's going to take the victory out of the final turn. Quicklewy gets first. Josh Steed is going to get second. Who's going to get third? Isaac Smith back up the inside and takes third place. Ollie Turner fourth and James Waite in fifth. Now, post-race penalties could change things. So let's have a look at the official result. Quicklewy is first from Steed and Smith. Turner fourth from James Waite, Abbey Lock, Nathaniel Hodgkiss and Ted Potts, who ends up a lap down in the end. Todd Garner and Alfie Glennie are out.
Magnus, if we look at the result sheet, it says lights to flag victory, but that really doesn't tell the full story of the race.
No, the restart made it really, really difficult because Just really came up to me and West had the whole rest of the race, so it made it really difficult.
Changing conditions out there really made it difficult for everybody, but being the first person on track, you're the one that everyone's got to try to learn from, and it makes it more difficult being the leader.
Yeah, it made it difficult, but race car consultant set the car up perfectly for the conditions, so it was really, really good.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to seeing more of the same in race 2.
Me too.
Josh, well done on second place. Changing conditions out there on the circuit made it a little bit more exciting than maybe we're used to seeing.
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to thank my sponsors, CID, T&V Pass, for everything they've done for me, and especially Mutation Motorsport, who've helped me out so much this year. That race was definitely fun but dangerous because everyone was either understeering or oversteering everywhere. Just there was a bit of contact, but that's the way racing is.
Yeah, and I guess all of you are in the same boat. There didn't appear to be a dry line forming anywhere on the circuit, so I guess it was quite difficult to know what to do and what everyone else was doing around you.
Yeah, everyone had to adapt to the conditions in the warm-up lap, and it was, like I said, it's fun, but definitely needed some getting used to.
Front row start for the next race, what can you do?
P1.
We hold you to that. Congratulations, Josh. We look forward to seeing you then.
Thanks very much.
Isaac, a hard-fought third place in the first race here, but lots of action going on track, particularly in the changing conditions.
Yeah, it was very difficult out there. There was spots that were dry and wet, but the dry bit seemed to have no grip. So the first couple of laps, I was trying to hook it onto the dry, and the others was obviously quicker, so I got overtook. There was quite a hard fight out there. It was really, really difficult. But managed to fight through at the end to get a podium.
And it really came down to the last corner, didn't it?
It really did come down to the last corner. That was... went on the inside, and then it was a bit of contact, and then we got through, luckily.
Well, luck or skill, depending how you want to look at it. Congratulations on your third place, and we look forward to seeing you out there in race 2.
Thank you.